Hello everyone, I know it's been a while since I posted on this channel, but yeah, I've been busy with review copies and playing Remnant 2. It's really good. So, Twitter. Twitter is one of the biggest social media platforms there is. I know a lot of people like to hate on Twitter, but Twitter is an incredible resource, not only for entertainment, just sit back and watch the show, but also for delivering information. It's not a cheap website to operate, as we all should just assume, because sending even short form messages across the world in many different languages to many different parts of the world isn't going to be cheap. Elon Musk purchased the platform for $44 billion, and he's been trying to make the company profitable with a lot of questionable decisions. The most notorious was Twitter Blue. Now, Twitter Blue was a program where for, I believe, $12 a month, you would gain exclusive bonuses, a verification sticker, yada, yada, yada. It was a waste of money. But most importantly, people immediately saw the issue with it because, long story short, someone was able to pose as a pharmaceutical company, and they caused their profits to tank momentarily because they said insulin was going to be free. They interviewed the guy and he literally said he just paid for Twitter Blue and pretended to be this company, which everyone said was going to happen. Then he dished out different verification stickers, grays for politicians, yellows for brands and very important people, and then you have Twitter Blue. Now, everyone would be like, this is completely idiotic, you're creating more problems, not solutions. Not to mention the Twitter ads have gone out of control. Like, Google has some really strange ads with, phishing attempts and a lot of like dangerous stuff that gets promoted on YouTube. But at the same time, we also have Twitter ads, which are even worse. I'm sure a lot of us have seen them, where these are very mismanaged and mismarketed products that are just showing up on your feed and it says promoted. It's more heavy than it's ever been before. Like, literally anytime I see a product of any kind, I just look down and see promoted. And even people are doing this where they're trying to shill their cryptocurrency or stuff like that. Regardless, one of the biggest controversies is right now him changing Twitter to X. Now, everyone knows that Twitter's biggest brand recognition is the blue bird, or if you use dark mode, it's the white bird. Either way, that bird is notorious. You see that bird and you immediately know what Twitter is. Just like when you see golden arches, you think McDonald's. The kernel, you see KFC. For Xbox, it's literally the Xbox logo, which is also controversial because literally when anyone types in X, and if you're a gamer, the first thing that's going to come up is likely Xbox. So right there, he just shot himself in the foot, because usually when companies buy big companies, well, Elon Musk, I would say, is a company in itself, because he has this weird obsession with X, where he's trying to make this type of huge brand with just X, which sounds dystopian, because if you've ever played Cyberpunk or watched Ghost in the Shell, you know that, or seen Blade Runner, you know that if you have everything that's run by everything, or Killer Instinct even, that's actually even better. Like, if you see everything under the same company, it's just going to be very dystopian. You go into a grocery store, there's X. You go outside, there's X cars. You see X newspaper. You see, it just gets really alarming when you start to actually consider anything that comes out of this. But yeah, whenever a person purchases a large thing like this, the first thing you want to keep is the brand recognition. Yes, other companies have different brands in order to not have that dystopian look. Like, for example, Coca-Cola, they own water, energy drinks, juice brands. For example, Pepsi owns Naked. A lot of people don't realize that, but they do own the Naked juice brand. So yeah, this idea of everything being under an umbrella, like literally, right here, this is an article from Wire News. Musk affiliates the letter X to his space company brand, SpaceX. He also does it with Tesla, which is the Model X. And then he even named his kid. It's just like, what is this guy thinking? It's insanity. So, oh, he also has an AI program named XAI, dude. It's crazy. Like, but yeah, you can see here from, this is my Twitter page, the X brand is up there, and honestly, it just makes the website look so much cheap. I know it's just one small thing, but it's like something you would see out of like Google Play with an off-brand application. It kind of looks like, I know, it just seems very weird, because you've been using Twitter for so long, and now you see this weird X symbol that simply doesn't look good. Like, it looks like something you would get out of just a regular, like, one of those, the font websites. Like, you know, you get the font in order to make your thumbnails look better, so you try to match the font style of whatever you're trying to complement, video game, book, movie, whatever. It just looks so stupid. Like, look at that thing. And I don't really understand his focus. I think the biggest thing that he wants to do with this is he wants the attention, because right now Threads was trying to take over. They had a lot of users sign up because mostly it was through Instagram, because you need an Instagram account to use Threads. But I think the other, like, the more likely solution is that he just wants this type of global umbrella under his X brand, so he can be known as that. Because when you start to actually look at Elon Musk, he isn't the greatest business person. He's just someone who kind of buys his way into everything. Like, again, he didn't found Tesla. The common misconception is that he found Tesla. He didn't. He just bought his way into Tesla. Same thing for most of the things he's in. Twitter, he bought his way into it. So this guy is not exactly, like, he's smart, but he's not the Tony Stark of the world like everyone thinks he is. He's just a guy with a lot of money, and money can buy you a lot of great education, but it can't buy you talent. Like, if you've actually looked at the whole firing spree of Twitter when he first purchased the company, he fired some top level people that were necessary for running the platform, and then he tried to rehire them back, and then they simply said, we're not coming back. Why would we? Like, if I just got fired by my boss and he begged me to come back, I'm not coming back unless you give me twice my salary and twice my vacation days. Well, not even twice. I would probably go, like, I would probably extort the hell out of it. I would have been like, yeah, because that's what my cousin did. Like, when he got terminated, well, he left the company, and then he came back and he was like, I want to be manager, I want this, I want that. And then when he got everything he wanted, he literally said, I should have asked for more. And honestly, that's what I would have done. I would have been like, oh yeah, you need me now. Well, this is my new demands. The deals have changed. Pray that I don't alter them further. Either way, he's going completely off the rails with this thing, with changing the entire platform on everything. And the rate that it just started to change shows that he's been planning this for a while. Like, you don't just snap your fingers and suddenly all this gets changed. Again, Twitter is one of the biggest global social media platforms there is, and you don't just do that. So this has been on the planning stages for a while, and I'm surprised, like, the current leader of Twitter didn't, you know, say, hey, this is a bad idea, or maybe they did and they just don't want to say no to the guy. But I'm pretty sure almost everyone would have said this is a really, really bad idea. Like, it's not only going to be catastrophic for our branding, but at the same time, it's like an unnecessary change that isn't going to solve anything. It's just going to cause more calamity and problems. I mean, I'm not a billionaire. I don't know anything about this stuff in the sense of how to market a multi-billion-dollar company. But is Twitter multi-billion? Let's check. Let's actually look. Yeah. It's valued at 15 billion. Okay, so it is a multi-billion-dollar company. But I just don't see this turning out positively. It's like what happened with Bud Light. I know I don't like to get political with this, but maybe 10 years down the line that marketing plan may work, or maybe even 5 years down the line, but your company needs to survive now in order for it to reap the benefits of that future investment. Like, I remember back in the day, Bank of America, I believe, was the first company to try and promote all digital banking, and now most people do all digital banking, but they were the first to try and promote that. I believe it was Bank of America, whatever bank it was, and then they completely got laughed out of the room for it. They were told they were being ridiculous, and now everyone does it. Yeah, you can look as futuristic as you want, but you have to survive right now in order for those benefits to be reaped. And I know a lot of people might say that Twitter would get bought out, or it might fail. It's not going to fail. I think most likely, if it gets low enough, that someone is just going to outright buy them. Like, it would be ironic if Meta bought them, because, you know, they just buy them and then incorporate it into, like, Threads. That would be weird. But then again, they're also hemorrhaging money for the whole Horizon situation and trying to push the metaverse. So I doubt they have any money to spare at the moment. So I think that a company, maybe Google might buy them. That would be shocking. Google buys them and shuts them down, or tries to resurrect Google. What was it? The circle things, Google Home, I believe it was called. That whole Google social media platform with the little circles and stuff like that. A former professor of mine tried to push that as a way to socialize with the class, but it was just like such a disaster. Everyone was just like, we'll just use Facebook. It's a lot easier with Facebook, or just basic texting. Regardless, I think that if it does get low enough that someone will just buy the company, someone of incredible wealth, maybe Phil Spencer might buy it and then incorporate it into Xbox. I mean, the X-Band is right there. So tell me what you think in the comments below. I honestly think this is just a weird thing to do, but I don't know. I'm not a billionaire, so we'll wait and see. Like, the best thing to do is just to laugh and wait and see. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. You never know what happens. Goodbye. So, yeah, if you like the video, like the video. If you dislike it, dislike it. This is me signing out. Goodbye.